I've been looking forward to this one for a long time. Will AI destroy us? Well, I'm here to tell you that the simple answer is no. Stick around to find out why. So we have been here before, twice. So we're going to talk about two notable points in history whereby we have been here before. And the first one is the Luddites. So the meaning of a Luddite is someone who's generally opposed to technology or new ways of working or doing things that involve technology. Now, one particular moment in history that I'd like to talk to you about today is in 1811 in the town, now city, of Nottinghamshire in the UK. Now, back in 1811, Nottinghamshire was quite an industrial town and it had many wool and cotton mills. As the Industrial Revolution in the United Kingdom started to take over factories, slowly but surely, the Luddites would riot. Powered looms like this one would start to replace manual looms, effectively making workers redundant. And as you can imagine, they went in there and they smashed these machines up. And who can blame them? We tend to get very angry when our existence is threatened, and these powered looms were starting to put people out of their jobs. Now, the second example I want to give you is something that you might not expect, but it is the humble calculator. Now, me and you, we might look at a calculator and think, well, it was just a calculator. But believe it or not, back in the day, there were teachers that were marching in the streets protesting against the use of calculators. Now, it was for the exact same feelings that the Luddites were protesting against the powered looms, which is simply, it was changing the way that we were doing things first and foremost. Secondly, it was a fear of these machines or computing devices taking over human jobs. I mean, it just seems a little bit crazy to us now in the year 2023. However, back then it was a real thing that was on people's mind. It was new, it was a bit scary, it was almost a bit magical, it was a bit like sorcery. How can such a device even function? To them at that time, whenever something like this comes along that is a monumental leap in human advancement, there are always people that will fight this leap. In regards to the calculators, we adapted our curriculum to work with calculators. If it's something that we can't defeat, we will work with it. And this is the beautiful thing about humans and humans being, we adapt. So this is exactly what we did. And here we are again, AI. We are now at that stage where we are starting to question, will AI take our jobs? I mean, just have a look at these articles online. You would be forgiven to think that there's a possibility that AI could take your job. And why wouldn't you think that? Because right now, the media are loving what they can do with AI and storytelling. I mean, just look at these clips. They are romanticizing it, catastrophizing it. It plays a central role in so many movies, so many new TV series. And of course, the end result is that we have this pre-programmed perception of AI. So how does AI work? So I'm going to boil it right down so anyone watching this can understand. But first and foremost, the most important thing for you to know is that AI ultimately is just a computer program. I need you to keep this in mind. Like other computer programs, Microsoft Word, WhatsApp, Photoshop, Slack, Google Chrome, all these are computer programs, and AI is effectively also contained within a computer program. Now, what's a little bit different about AI is that yes, whilst it might be a computer program, the way in which it processes data and makes decisions is what gives the perception of AI to be smart. So on a very, very basic level, this is how AI works. Underneath AI, we have a type of program that runs that is called machine learning, and effectively it does what it says on the tin. It is a machine, for example a computer, that is attempting to learn. I know, it sounds so cute, but what this computer program does is it takes historical data that has happened in the past and it attempts to memorize all the decisions that were made about historical pieces of data. Then, whenever it tries to figure out an answer that you ask it, it will attempt to look at the historical points of data and it will figure out what sort of answer to give you based on similar actions that have happened in the past. But it doesn't stop there. Machine learning models require something called a feedback loop, and what this feedback loop does is it tells the machine learning program whether the decision it made was right or wrong. Now this is crucial, because if the machine learning model doesn't know whether it was right or wrong, it will just keep giving you possibly right, possibly wrong answers all the time. Who knows, but it wouldn't get better and it probably wouldn't get worse. But based on the feedback that you give this machine learning model, it knows whether it was right or wrong. And then next time that you ask that question, if it was wrong, for example, it will try to take a different path to the answer. Now, here's the thing about machine learning. This process that I just explained to you about taking a different path to the right answer, imagine that sequence running hundreds, thousands, millions and billions of times. Now, eventually, this machine learning model will start to produce answers that are always correct, because it's had millions of chances to figure out what was right and what was wrong, and eventually it starts to give you the right answer all the time, hence the term artificial intelligence, because it looks intelligent, but the reality is this is just a massive matrix of data points that have been trained on what is right and what is wrong, and it just knows the way to the right answer. It is perceived as being intelligent, it looks intelligent, hence the term artificial intelligence. The key word there is artificial. Well, that is a big question, and this would come down at the end of the day to the quality of the machine learning model behind the AI product, for example ChatGPT. And the machine learning models generally have names. For example, ChatGPT's machine learning model that we all know and propelled it to fame is called DaVinci version 3, and this model has had a lot of data fed into it from all the right places, and it's been trained billions and billions of times across a lot of data, hence it is a very, very good model. But this takes time, computing effort and resources. Only really the biggest companies or companies with a lot of funding can afford to do this, but the end result is a model that you can trust. But again, I'll leave that up to you, because that is your prerogative whether you decide to trust a machine or not. Either way, if you don't trust these machine models and you don't want to listen to advice, I'm pretty sure you're going to be just fine. But bear in mind, other chat programs might not be running on ChatGPT, and may not be as well trained on as much data and might give you weirder or stranger answers. So take these answers with a pinch of salt, and I think it doesn't matter how good the model is, do your own research and apply your own knowledge. Always remember, you are the master of your own destiny. Do not let machine learning models make these decisions for you, especially if they are intrinsically human decisions. So, how does the future really look? Well, we're going to have to get used to AI. It's here to stay. It is the next big advancement in technology, and slowly but surely, AI will work its way into our life in ways that we don't even see anymore. So I touched on this before, but how I think this is going to go in the future is that when we talk about AI, people will talk about the machine learning models as if they are as common as we talk about apps today. So for example, there might be a new self-help app out in the future, and I predict one of the first things people might ask is what AI model is inside that self-help app, and this would determine what people think of the app straight away. I predict that people will be familiar with different types of machine learning models because they will have their own personalities. They will know certain bits of data. They will be good at some things, they won't be good at other things, and they will be their own personalities with names in a way, and this will become the norm. We will know these names, we will know these models, we will know their behaviors, and we will make decisions based around that. It's also important to know that the companies that are leading the AI charge, for example Google, Microsoft, Amazon, and a whole host of other companies, are doing something very important to limit the capability of AI. Now, we all understand how powerful AI can be and how it affects human behavior. So these companies that are developing the most advanced AI models are adding what they call guardrails, and these guardrails are effectively limits within the AI machine learning models themselves, so they can't do things, say things, recommend things, or draw things, for example, that are illegal or would result in harming other human beings. This is very important because without these guardrails, things would spiral out of control very quickly, and once that starts, with the internet being the way it is, it would be very, very hard to stop. Thanks for getting all the way to the end of the video. I hope this has answered some of your questions into how AI works, how the future looks, how AI has come about, and ultimately, I hope I answered the question for you: will AI destroy us? No. Let me know what you thought in the comments down below. Please like and subscribe for more. And I'd love to know your own opinions on AI. So let's start a chat down below and let's try and help each other learn about AI. And let's be sure that AI isn't going to destroy us.